The Red Raiders have added their second commitment from the portal, this time an FCS All-American, Cole Wisniewski. In today's video, we'll discuss the 6'4 safety from North Dakota State and where he will play in the Texas Tech secondary and much, much more. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. And if you want 100% free, 100% authentic, and downright just everything you need to know about Texas Tech football, whether it's on the gridiron, the portal, or on the recruiting trail, we've got you covered right here on the largest group of Texas Tech fans on YouTube in the Back to 12 podcast channel. And the easiest way to join is following these three simple steps. Like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. All right. Let's jump into this because this is one of those guys where, again, I already know what the sentiment is going to be from a portion on Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it. Doesn't really matter. There is going to be a sentiment of the fan base after Hunter Zambrano committed from Illinois State, and now you have Cole Wisniewski from North Dakota State saying, I don't want these smaller school players. Well, I thought y'all were part of the crew that wanted production over potential. Because both Zambrano, who committed on Tuesday, much like Wisniewski did, they have plenty of production on their resume, okay? You look at this. The 6'4 Wisniewski, he did miss the 2024 season after going under foot surgery in August, and he announced that he was going to enter the portal not there long after, about midway through the Bison season. But, man, I'll tell you what. He had a hell of a 2023 campaign. When you look at the stats here, Wisniewski went from being a linebacker to a safety. Again, he's 6'4", 205, and he is a guy that went out there and tied the Missouri Valley Conference and North Dakota State program record for interceptions in a season with 8. He earned FCS All-American honors, and he started all 14 games for the Bison and totaled 92 tackles. Again, this is a guy where if you are part of the production over potential committee, which it seems to be there are a lot of people like that after what's gone on in recent weeks in terms of the portal for Texas Tech, Wisniewski fits the bill. Is he going to come in and be an instant impact, high level, all Big 12 safety? I think we're probably getting ahead of ourselves there. But in terms of what you want to see from the traits perspective, and I know there's some people that do not like it when I use the word traits, Wisniewski has the traits that you want. Again, he is a long-limbed, 6'4", 205, hyper-athletic, can go sideline to sideline, isn't afraid to go downhill and get involved in the run game, going back to his linebacker days. But he also has really, really good ball skills and something that a lot of safeties don't possess in terms of that center field ability. He's that kind of player. He is a center fielder at heart in the secondary, and he proved that week in and week out. It felt like when watching his tape, and again, his commitment dropped late Wednesday, December 11th, in terms of, I think it was around 10 p.m. So this is coming out early Thursday, December 12th to your YouTube feed. Watching his tape, there was just every play it looked like. Every time I went to go watch a Bison's game in terms of just the game recap from 2023 or just individual film for CW, he was always around the football, right? And that's something that a lot of safeties struggle with, right? There's multiple kinds of safeties and what they're asked to do, but Wisniewski was a guy that was asked to really be the cleanup guy and go in there and make an impact and create turnovers. And what is Joey McGuire known for in terms of the defense at Texas Tech? Take 3. Wisniewski knows how to create turnovers, whether that is from the INT department, forcing the fumbles, recovering the fumbles, whatever it is. It just always seems like he is around the football. And again, at 6'4", 205, maybe a little bit more once he gets to Texas Tech. Yes, he's coming off of an injury, but there has been really solid production there in a program at North Dakota State that has proven year in and year out, regardless of who's the coach, regardless of who's the quarterback, they win at a very high level. In terms of winning, that is one of the best programs in the country, regardless of level in college football, okay? And he's coming from there, and he's bringing that winning pedigree into the Texas Tech locker room with also the production that we mentioned. Again, 92 tackles in 14 games, a program-tying perception in terms of just like the number of INTs he had, 8. That tied the record for the Missouri Valley Conference and North Dakota State's football program. This is a guy where he will come in, he will be an impact player in terms of the specific role that Sheil Woods, the new defensive coordinator for Texas Tech, lays out. And now you have more of a veteran presence in that secondary. Again, remember, you're losing the likes of a guy like CJ Baskerville, right? You're going to need some older veteran type presence in that secondary. And this is a guy that, albeit at the FCS level, was an All-American and it has a ton of production. Again, he's coming off of an injury. I get that, and that's a little bit scary. Even I can admit that. But in terms of the traits that he possesses and that you see on film, this is a guy that can come in and be an impact player in that Texas Tech secondary. And I'd also be remiss not to mention this. When you look at Sheil Woods, right, in terms of the new defensive coordinator for Texas Tech coming from Houston, previous stops at Tulane, Troy, so on and so forth, right? What has he done better than damn near any DC in the country in year number one and his tenure as the defensive coordinator at whatever school he's at, right? He gets production. There is a drastic change, and a lot of that comes from utilizing personnel in the proper way. Cole Wisniewski and his versatility are perfect in this Sheil Wood defense because Coach Wood can go down there now and be like, okay, I know you're really good at this. You can come play in these types of situations. I want you to play in this type of coverage. I want to use you as a blitzer. You're telling me a quarterback wants to see a 6'4", 210, 205 safety coming downhill at him in terms of right down the A-gap? I don't think any quarterback is going to want that, okay? And Cole Wisniewski is a guy that is hyper-proven. And again, I'm not trying to oversell this. I'm excited more from the standpoint of him coming into the Sheil Wood defense and knowing that Sheil Wood gets the absolute most out of every player on his defense. And this isn't just a one-year thing at Houston, right? Again, Houston went 4-8 last year, but I encourage you, go look at the numbers. The Houston offense scored 14 points per game. They allowed 21.7, okay? Listen, there's a lot to go around here in terms of the blame game for Houston, but the defense wasn't the issue last year, and that was led by Sheil Wood. Texas Tech is looking to get that kind of transformation, and having a guy that is kind of a Swiss Army knife, that has played multiple positions, that has also just played a ton of football in a really, really good program is something that Texas Tech was obviously intrigued by, and so were other power conferences. There were a ton of other power conferences going after Cole Wisniewski, but instead he lands out in the 806 and Texas Tech gets a veteran presence to add to that secondary that, if we're just being honest about it, has to be a lot more improved in 2025, because if you get a second go around to how bad that secondary was in 2024, yikes. Okay, but I don't think that happens, and this is a good step in the right direction. Again, not a guy that I think is going to be an all Big 12 type talent, but you need these types of guys that are proven winners, proven production within a good program, okay? You need those types of guys, and he's older as well. Both Zambrano and Wisniewski are at least 23, okay? So you get veteran guys, albeit from the FCS level, but proven winners from within that division of football, most notably Wisniewski at arguably the best FCS program in North Dakota State. He commits to the Scarlet and Black and will be a part of that Sheil Wood defense in 2025. All right, that's going to do it. Again, the breaking news for Texas Tech late last night, running into early this morning, the Red Raiders add an FCS All-American and Cole Wisniewski from North Dakota State. The Bison safety will head down and become a Red Raider and wear the Scarlet and Black in 2025. One more reminder, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button to turn on, well, the notification bell too, for 100% free Texas Tech content all year long. I mean, there's no other YouTube channel. In the past 2 weeks, I went back and counted this morning, we have had 20 videos on the channel. There's no other YouTube channel doing that. It's 100% free. You're part of the largest group of Texas Tech fans. And the best part about it, I mean, this community is as engaging as it gets. So if you want to join the largest group of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube, the largest independently owned Texas Tech YouTube channel, just follow those 3 simple steps. Like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell.